For the reconstitution of the IBC, please mute your mic, Kimani. My understanding is that we really spoke about it the past days. So that means that in accordance to Article 1, when there's a reset, then everything is going to happen. So, that's where, coming up with new institutions. So it's not like, one step has to come, first step, a reset, and then other, the institutions that are supposed to be also reset will be done. Albizia?
Can you give somebody, please? I'm doing something. I'll talk later, please.
Bet, please.
First of all, let me say that we should keep our eyes on the ball. And the ball here is the clarion call that Ruto must go. This is what we should focus on. The other issues of IBC and the rest, the goons, should not come in. And the secret will be on our numbers. We must turn out in large numbers so that we can overwhelm the goons that have been hired. Revolution cannot be attained if we are divided, if we lose focus, and if we allow the kind of conversations that we saw in the Senate today, trying to divide us and trying to look like they are changing. They will not change. And the revolution must happen now for us to change our country, to fix the judiciary, to fix the executive, and to fix the parliament. That will happen after the revolution has been achieved. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Bet. Let's proceed to Weston.
Thank you so much, Marge. First, my commiseration to the fallen patriots. It's unfortunate that it had to come to this when people rise up to fight for justice, for equality, for equity, for economic emancipation. They are not setting themselves up to be turned into martyrs. So it's terribly unfortunate. And any state that does that effectively loses legitimacy to govern. After having said that, I wish to remind my fellow compatriots that the question of infiltration of protest by shadowy characters, suddenly the word goon has found pride of place in our political lexicon. It's not something new.
Everyone?
Yes? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Right.
Hello? Okay, fine. Somebody. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Kindly proceed, Weston. The problem is, just hold on, there's a Weston and then there's a Western. So Western Shilaho, please proceed. And Western Murai, wait a moment. So Western Shinyalo, kindly proceed.
I can't hear anybody.
Thank you.
What is going on?
Now, can you hear me now?
Just hold on.
Hello?
Just hold on.
Hello?
Leteri, we can hear you.
What happened? Marge?
Yes, I can hear you. Hillary, can you please...
Marge, can you hear me?
Yes.
I really can't hear anybody.
Leteri, can you hear me?
No, he cannot hear anyone. Hillary, can you text him to log out and come back? Okay. Let's do that. Let Hillary handle that as we proceed. Weston, kindly proceed.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that clarification. Well, I was saying that it's unfortunate that lives have had to be lost because in the exercise of a people's inalienable constitutional rights, no life should be lost.
Hello, Marge? I cannot hear you. I cannot hear anybody.
We cannot hear you, We can hear you. Hillary is texting you, contacting you so that you can log out and come back again. Let me text Hillary that. Okay. Weston, please proceed.
Thank you so much. Well, be as it may, I think this is an indictment on our democracy. Lives should not be senselessly lost in a democracy. In a democracy, we should be able to resolve our political and economic contradictions civilly through set out institutions. We are not doing it now. Why? Because of institutional impunity, by the state. And that's why we are where we are. And we're saying we have to relentlessly fight and push back against this seemingly impregnable culture of lawlessness and impunity. Having said that, I wish also to draw my fellow compatriots to the fact that any given struggle, any war is also psychological. The people that we are ranged against will stop at nothing to invoke all sorts of tactics and stratagems to deflate this mass movement. And one of which is where you see people beginning to cast doubts on themselves. Are they doing the right thing? Are they not doing the right thing? That's psychological. We must be aware of that. I don't know whether Dr. Miguna is listening to me. I've got two quick questions for him. Is he listening?
We're trying to sort out his issues. Of late, when people are listening, the spaces are tampered with, unfortunately. But do post your questions. He's going to work on his connection and then come back. Do pose your questions. We are taking those questions. We're writing them down for me. You have 1 minute to land, please.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Marge. Let's remove him from the speaker, then we invite him back. I think Hillary cannot hear us either.
Okay, let's do that. Weston, please proceed with your questions.
Okay, good. I would like Dr. Miguna to weigh in, and any other person in the forum on the question of class versus ethno-regional politics. The latter has held us back, which I consider to be extremely retrogressive, because it has denied us an opportunity to caucus and have a conversation on cross-cutting social, political, and economic considerations. And I look at the kind of challenge we are bedeviled with currently, which is not new, as the rest of the Kenyans, who constitute the majority, ranged against a tiny clique of the ruling class that has commandeered the state and appropriated the associated benefits and consigned everybody else to the margins of the mainstream economy. So I'm asking, there's this tendency to draw parallels between ethno-regional politics and class politics, which evokes fear among some Kenyans in equal measure. And I don't think that is correct in my reading, because our contradictions can only be addressed when we caucus coalesce along ethnic, religious, gender, regional lines, and address the things we're doing now.
Weston, may I kindly route you back to the topic? I mean, the topic you're discussing is very, very important, but let's really stick to the topic of the day. So take 30 seconds to pose your question relating to this topic to Miguna, and then we go to the next
one. One second, kindly.
Okay,
could you ask?
Thank you.
Just ask the speaker to hold on. Sorry about that. Marge, can you ask Dr. if he can hear us? Because I'm trying to add him to the speaker panel.
Okay. Well, let's sort that offline, because I cannot see him. Let's sort that out offline. So Weston, go, and then we go to the next, to Vincent. Weston, just 30 minutes for the question.
Okay, I'm done with the question, Marge, but I would wish to, because it stems from a doctor's previous presentation, and I didn't get a chance to ask him that question. It's imperative because it's at the core of our political mobilization. It's at the core of what we're doing now, because we are fighting for economic emancipation. We're fighting for better livelihoods. So I don't think it's an outlier question as such. In any case, Dr. Miguna addressed it last time.
Thank you. Vincent, over to you.
Hi, thank you for letting me speak. I've been on so many calls the last few days. My wife is Kenyan. We're going to grow our family up in Kenya. I have a very high regard for the potential of Kenya. What I want to discuss is with the effects of these hired goons is that I think people need to wake up a little bit, yeah? This Westminster system of government has continuously failed every country and has been corruptible in every country around the world, not just Kenya. I mean, Kenya, the corruption is seen quite clearly, probably more than other places. But believe you me, Western societies are crumbling at the moment, and they are suffering the same issues with goons, as you so called them, set up by three-letter agencies that are all over the world. Australia, the US, everywhere I've lived all over the world. Now, I think what we need to get to a point to is that we have the technology right now to implement decentralized systems so that we can implement direct democracy and remove power from these sons of bitches that are ruining countries left, right, and center and influencing the state of politics through very sophisticated means. I mean, if you look at the people that Ruto is dealing with right now all around the world, is the same people that are destroying democracies within their own countries. Now, they use these three-letter agencies to be doing the work that they do to influence basically political motivation. Now, if you implement decentralized power in terms of putting major decisions directly without the use of continuous representatives who you never really know, and eventually, because of the Westminster system, they become corrupted. This system needs to stop. Kenya has the demographic, this young population which gets blockchain, which gets decentralized systems to be able to facilitate this. They have the knowledge, they have the smarts. This is what we need to be doing to, usurp the power of these goons. So, and to hold people accountable. We are holding spaces every few days to build the first system off the cab off the rank, which is a voting system, which will be incorruptible, because it will be transparent on the blockchain and open source, if anybody wants to join that discussion. But I think that everybody needs to think about a new form of government, because this form of government is failing the world. It's not just Kenya. And every finance, every tender, every vote should be accountable, auditable on the blockchain, which is what it's designed for and extremely good at. And these people need to be held to account. And funding to these three-letter agencies or these nefarious goons needs to be seen where this money is going. So, you start attacking the root cause. You decentralize the systems of power, make these people more accountable. We just cannot have this system, Westminster 300, 400, 500-year-old system anymore, and let Kenya, through the demographic that we have, be the shining light for the rest of the world. It can be done. We're doing it. We're socializing what we're doing. We're actually building it. This voting system will be out in 2 weeks by the 17th of July. If anybody wants to know what we're building, critique it, or anything like that, please do. But you need voices to be heard, right? And at the moment, everybody's saying, well, who are we talking to? You don't talk to bloody anybody. Why should they? This group is correct. We are, it should be leaderless. Who you're talking to should be a incorruptible, immutable voting system whereby everybody has direct.
Biril, can you hear Vincent? I cannot hear him.
I think we lost him.
Okay. I'm told Daktari is back, and I'm told Manyora is also on. Can you see Daktari on the panel? Because I cannot see him. Welcome, Daktari. If you can hear me, please say something.
Daktari, can you hear any one of us? Oh, Madge, we lost you. Okay, I'll queue in as we wait. Welcome, Kitkaya Kwanest. Welcome, Haman Munyara. Welcome to the space. And Hillary, please add Daktari back. If you can hear me, give me 100. Anybody who can hear me? Kings, can you hear me? Nice, lovely. Thank you, Justice. We'll give you Kingsman. I think Vincent is talking about block technology. And Vincent, will give you back the mic at a later stage. I think you dropped or something. We'll give you the mic again, and you'll take us through that after we're done with our today's guest. I had you. Can you hear me? Justice, give me 100 if you can hear me. What happened?
Biril, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think Hillary pressed something. I think something is wrong.
Okay,
if
go
you can. So Vincent was on the mic, but we lost him. He's on something called blockchain. So we'll go through him after we're done with our guest. I'm still not seeing Daktari on the panel. So we'll carry on with the other speakers as we await.
Let's get on with Weston, the other Weston, as we try to put Daktari back. Then we want to hear a lady's voice. Then we go to Brendan, and
Hi
then
guys,
Kingsman.
you can hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yes, please proceed.
I've been following the space, and I've been on this street since the day one that we started, and I can tell you guys, things are getting worse, things are changing. The first time that we did the protest, it was so peaceful, and everything went on well. The second day, the same happened, and I heard someone who was saying that even the restaurants were also providing water. Things started changing during the protest that we staged on walking to parliament. That's when everything changed, and we could not tell who is who because streets zote zilikuwa zimejaa. That was on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, that's when I realized now that even the policemen that we are having on the ground, the same policemen that we are being told that they should protect us as we protest, are the same policemen that are being used to target us. Personally, on Thursday, after Parliament on Tuesday, on Thursday I was a target. I received some 2 shots on rubber bullets, and at the end of the day, at around 3, a tear gas canister, missed my head, me and another friend of mine, to a point that I was even asked to just go home, because now it was seen that the police have made a target. For yesterday, when the goons came, someone said about the quick mat. Policemen did nothing, but when they find someone who is saying that Ruto must go, that person was being arrested. It happened also in Isri. There's so many creeps that are going around of protesters who are peaceful, being harassed, being beaten up, being picked by police. But when goons are looting the shops or even stealing from innocent people, the policemen are just walking away. They're just giving them free way to do it. For me, on my suggestion, I guess it's a high time now we do something different. Like Daktari said, if we were to go to a specific point, it doesn't matter how we are going to meet to that point, but make sure that we are live on that point. Even if it's going to take us 3 to 4 hours for us to reach to that point, we reach to that point. Or else, if we suggest that your meeting point is at Parliament, why don't we all meet at Parliament Road? We all sit down and we all keep quiet. If they want to beat us up, they beat us up when you're all seated as the world is watching. Because now this thing is getting out of hand. As we are doing it peacefully, but the policemen and the goons are together. The same MPs that brought all this to us are the same MPs and government officials who are paying goons to come and even beat us as we protest, to come and steal even from us as we protest. Our mothers are the ones that are owning the shops in town. And there's no way that I myself, I can come out from home and walk to town to go and steal, to go and root at my father's shop, my brother's shop, my friend's shop. No. It's high time now we also counter-attack the goons and we outsmart them. We have to outsmart the goons and the people who are paying them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Weston. Hilary, I cannot see Miguna. Miguna, do communicate with him to ask him to log out and come back again. Brenda, go, and then Kingsman. Brenda, are you able to speak, or should we move to the next speaker? Okay, something is wrong with your mic. Kingsman, over to you. Kingsman, can you hear me? Okay, can anyone hear me? Oh.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Then Kingsman is not yet able to speak. Justice, please go on. Okay, Kingsman, I see your hand is up. Take a go, and then we go to Justice.
Hi, comrades. Mag, are you able to hear me?
Loud and clear.
Biril, how are you? Good evening. Sorry, I've been off-road today. I was not able to join you earlier, but I'm available now. I hope everyone is able to hear me. I think, as Daktari has said, we should not concentrate so much on what the government is doing, but rather concentrate on what we are doing on our side. Because remember, as Max Weber said, the government has legitimacy of violence. It has a monopoly of violence that is legitimate. So at no time will you engage with the government in terms of violence and then become a victor out of it. So the message here is more important than what we lost yesterday, and also what we gained is more important than what we didn't. So what I think we should focus on tomorrow is, first of all, is being organized, and then now the ability of also being able to maneuver along whatever they'll bring. Because as you saw yesterday, I think they were able to thwart off the congregation, or when people were trying to gather from the onset. Even if there's a court order that is barring them from doing so, from coming up with, from clobbering people, from using tear gas. So already the government is participating in an illegality, because they were aware of the demonstration. They were aware that there were peaceful demonstrators yesterday, and then they are also aware of goons, because it is not a coincidence that two quick mats are attacked. Things are stolen. Actually, one is just near Kamukunji police station, and the police were not able to get there on time, but you could see the people who were injured from whatever was happening yesterday. So for me, I think we should focus more on the approach and the message, because when we concentrate on what the government did to thwart the cause, then we lose the cause in itself. Because what are we looking? The bigger picture is, first of all, by the way, that guy has cordoned off the whole of the Kilimani area, the upper hill area. You cannot be able to access Kilimani through State House Road. So it means he gets the message. The fact that he has not even traveled for 2 weeks, that is a win for the cause. They say he's either flying or lying. So at least for 2 weeks, we've been able to barricade him between the confines of State House. And actually, no one was even going there. The demonstrators, we all know that the demonstrators are peaceful, but he's trying to bring up a divide between now the business community and the peaceful demonstrators. So for me, I'm thinking is, if this thing takes an organic course whereby people are saying, like, can we use another approach? Can we even say that Tuesday, instead of people going to, or tomorrow, instead of people going out to the streets, then people can stay indoors. We can even decide to stay indoors for a week, so that if a foreigner comes to Kenya, he is not seeing an Uber, he is not seeing any other business. So we can even just say, let's stay put. No one leaves his house, you stay where you are. And then we are also now, you be in a position to see how he reacts. So I think in a war, you just don't use one tactic. You do not just use one strategy. We can use as many strategies as possible. The other one is that I saw, it's like his people yesterday were able to change the narrative and say that the demonstrators now have become violent, even though they knew that the people who were infiltrating the demonstrations that were peaceful are not part of the cause. They do not even understand what a finance bill is. So, but you see, for them, it is their message. So also what we need as a cause, as a group, as comrades, is to ensure that the message that we are passing is more stronger than the message that is opposing. So it's like a debate. So at the end of the day, whoever wins the debate is the one who was able to take charge of the narrative. And that is what we need to do. So as the Daktari has said, don't concentrate so much on taking on the goons, because in Nairobi, it takes only 300,000 to hire goons. 300,000, you get like 100 or 200 border
How
people.
does this look like on the ground? Bring your power banks,
Mag, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Justice was unmuted. Justice, kindly unmute you next. Yes, please proceed.
So if you have $300, then you are able to get as many goons as possible in Nairobi. Buy for them weed of around 30,000, 50,000. Then you have a crowd of around 203, between 200 to 300 people who can come out and bring chaos within the team. So, but I think as I'll share a strategy that was used by the youths when there was the Arab Spring in Egypt, how they were able to marshal themselves using the media, ensuring that the routes that can possibly be used by the goons, and then those that are barricaded. We can even barricade the roads that we want to use, so that if, for example, people decide tomorrow they'll be in Valley Road, then we have marshals that are able to barricade the demonstrators against the goons. So we let's also learn. Let's take lessons from whatever is happening, so that now the approach on the day after, or tomorrow, or next week is different. But for me, I'm seeing gains. I'm a person who believes in a glass is half full rather than half empty. So the gains is, you could see the narrative today in the Senate. People, for the first time, the hubris, the way they were holding themselves as if we are second class human beings. They are coming down. Today you could hear the Kericho senator talking about how he used to hoard njugus in the streets, how he used to, I don't know, to live in which ghetto. These are things that they couldn't tell us. So they now want to associate like they are one of us. But the day 2 weeks ago, they weren't one of us. So the message is messaging. That is what I can say. And guys, let's keep it. Let's also condole with the families that have lost their loved ones. Let's support them. We can even start, we can have a drive or the Mchanga thing. We get the identity of the families that have lost their loved ones. We contribute so that also, even if to the small business that have also lost, we can do a drive and give them something small so that they see that the real cause is not against us and it's for us. So, Mark, thank you so much. Hillary, thank you. And real host, Daktari as well. I'm still on the move, so maybe in an hour or two I'll be able to catch up with you guys. But and everyone who is also online, thank you for the good work that you're doing. Thank you even for being on the space, and we appreciate you. We love you, and remember the cause is about. We are not against anyone or everyone. We are like what we are against. Poverty is the enemy. The enemy is the largesse, the opulence that is being shown by politicians. We need a country where everyone is able to compete, to do business, whereby you don't feel like other people have an advantage over you because of the positions they hold in political space or whom they know. So thank you guys, and keep on doing the good work that you're doing. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Kingsman. As we continue, let's also not forget to build the network. Follow the host, the co-host, the speakers. Look left and right and follow each other. Hillary, please try to communicate with Daktari Miguna so that he can get back on, because he seems to be listening to us, but we're not able to hear him. So please give me a feedback in 5 minutes time if you're able to reconnect with him or not. Justice, over to you.
Thank you very much, Marge, and everybody on the podium. So I would like to share some information about the question that I asked earlier on how to ensure safety of the protesters, especially when working alongside the goons. So I've had somebody who tried to speak, raise their hands to speak, and they were not able to get up. So this guy has worked in the peacekeeping missions in Congo, and he's actually sent me a list of what to do and what not to do. Some of them have been shared by Dr. Miguna and other brilliant speakers on the podium. So this might take a little bit longer. Marge, do you have permission to take just 5 minutes, if you don't mind?
Is it in writing? Because if it's in writing, you can just put it on the Jumbotron.
Yes, it's in writing, but I think it might look better if it's put into a document and then posted.
So would you please put it, Kingsman? Kingsman, please mute. Would you please put it for us in a document and just post in the Jumbotron, because we still have over 100 people wanting to speak. So that would be helpful, because then they can also refer to the document again.
Okay,
later.
definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Maybe what I can do is just highlight the points and not go into details. So number one is stay informed and plan ahead. Go in groups, that some people have said again. Know your rights as a protester. Wear appropriate clothing. Bring essential supplies. And here is things like water, first aid kits, identification, whatever. Stay aware of your surrounding. Document incident. I believe Dr. Harris spoke about, taking videos, live streaming and all that. Non-engagement. Do not engage somebody who is confrontational. Try ways to de-escalate the situation. And no emergency contacts. So we're thinking of legal aid numbers, you're thinking of family members. If you can memorize them, that would be great. And lastly, use safe exit strategies. So wherever your surrounding is, just know how can I get out of this place safe. Thank you, Maj.
Thank you so much, Justice. Please do put the document on the comment section so that we can highlight it. I see that Dr. is back. I would like to test his mic. Dr. please take the mic so that we can test. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
I've been here all through, so somebody just muted me.
Oh, okay.
I was hearing everybody. There was, at the beginning, there was a time I couldn't hear people, but I've been hearing all of you. And I've been trying to talk, and you've been saying you're not hearing me, but I'm here. So I kept on going back and coming back, going back and coming back, and still nothing doing. Anyway, I'm here.
Welcome back. When you couldn't hear us, we had to drop you, and then we were struggling to add you back on the speaker. I think that's where the problem came in. Welcome back. Thank you. Now we can hear both of us ourselves.
So can I say something quickly?
Yes, carry on.
First of all, I want to warn us that this is a public gathering. So in this public gathering, there could also be NIS. And there are people working for Ruto and all of that. So not every contribution is meant to help us. So we have to be careful as to which contributions help us and which ones don't. And I'm not going to say which ones, but I'm going to respond globally. Number one, let no one tell us that we should concentrate on Ruto's underlings, his appointees. Any such statement is meant to divert us, because then you would be saying Ruto is good, it's just his appointees who are bad. But everything emanates from his office, from him, directly downwards. Number two, we already went through the IBC dissolution, and we said if IBC is dissolved now and Ruto is in a hurry reconstituted now, and Ruto is in a hurry to do so that he can appoint people who are going to do his bidding in the IBC. So we need to remove him so that we reconstitute the IBC. Number three, people who are not in Nairobi must continue to protest wherever they are. So tomorrow's protest should go on, and there should be no language or confusion as to whether or not they are going on. We have to reaffirm that tomorrow's protest should go on, and they should go on all over the country. The reason for them going on all over the country is that Ruto will be spread thin, because if he has to send his goons all over the country, some are in Mombasa, some are in Wajir, some are in Busia, some are in Migori, Kisumu, wherever, he can't manage. So we must exhaust him thoroughly. Even his police will not be able to manage. So let's have demonstrations all over the country, everywhere, wherever you are. You don't have to come to Nairobi. You have to organize and mobilize yourselves where you are, and let's completely exhaust him until he drops. The idea that people can demonstrate sitting at home is a non-starter. There is no demonstration staying at home. In any event, it's also not useful, because there is no effect. You have zero effect. And moreover, nobody would know whether you are sick or you are demonstrating or whatever. The point is, let us make ourselves visible. Let us make ourselves loud. Let us make ourselves clear. Let Ruto tremble wherever he is, and let us occupy one singular space. If we are in Nairobi because we need the numbers, let us go to Parliament. Let us congregate there. Let us get there through whatever means. If you are in Mombasa, pick a place that you are going to go. The beauty with these counties is that some governors and county governments are supporting the protests. So the county askaris will be providing security for you. If, say, for example, you are in the entire Nyanza region, or you are in the entire coast region except probably one county, And there are many, many other counties where the county governments are actually supporting the demonstration. Speakers have been very clear that the message has gotten to the Senate and so many other people. Most of these people would not want to be seen to be confronting or opposing the protests because of their political interests. If that intimidates them, let them be intimidated properly, but don't pick fights with goons or anybody else. Let's work together. Let's do it peacefully. I agree with the gentleman who said, if you start violence, you will be playing into their hands and you will have no sympathy from anywhere. So let's remain peaceful. But if somebody comes to attack the procession and you are many and they are just a handful of goons, arrest them and tie them up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Would you kindly give a pointer as to how many more minutes you have so that we can plan around that?
Actually, I think we've been here for a very long time. Maybe you would have to decide when, but if it was left to me, the next 3 minutes, we should call it a day, but we should be able to rally everyone that we are going fearlessly and that Ruto is not going to be allowed to behave as if he owns us. Thank you.
Thank you. Kindly allow us to finish at the top of the hour so that only the speakers on the panel can ask questions, only questions, and then Daktari will respond. And we are not adding other speakers. Please kindly bear with us. Reject finance bill, 2 minutes. And then Tabo, in that order. Okay, anyone will not speak. Okay, go on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Please proceed.
Good.
Okay.
Now, I think you take another speaker because engineers, mute your mic because we can't hear you.
I'm getting you. Can you get me?
Carry on, yes.
Yes. Encourage each and everyone on this.
I think we lost him.
So reject finance will go, and then Joachim, in that order, quick.
Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
We already said we can hear you. So please just proceed. Otherwise, it's taking a lot of time.
Thank you so much. First, let me send in my condolences to the bereaved and all that lost their lives. Number two, allow me also to acknowledge and appreciate everybody's presence here. And I have one question to Daktari. Daktari, what would be your opinion if we all gathered at a certain place or a certain avenue in CBD, and we all were in, for example, let's say we are all dressed in white, sat in one of the streets, just sat there and did nothing and protested and blocked all the roads in the CBD while we were seated. What effect could that have on our agenda? Number two, allow me to say that this goon infiltration is something that we should be prepared to have it going forward. It is an counterattack to what was meant to be a very peaceful procession, what was meant to be a very noble idea. But now going forward, we also need to craft ways on how to counter it. As Daktari has said, that maybe we need to arrest these people, clobber them, and maybe hand them over to the authorities. It is a time that we need now to think extensively, think outside the box, and see how best to counter that. So I would request that Daktari maybe response to that. And once he's still at that, I would request Daktari also to unblock me. Thank you so much.
So reject finance bill onto where and how the demonstration should take place, that he already responded to. On your second question about how to deal with the goons, that he also responded to. I'd like to underline that I never had him say we should clobber the goons. Joachim, over to you. So please, guys, only questions now, and then we close. Joachim, a question? Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Do you hear me, guys?
Yes, please. Your question. We're now only taking questions. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
The question I was supposed to take is when people they go to demonstration, because the government they are using askaris and whatever. Anyway, question yenye nauliza, I think hakuna mwenye ameongea, so ni vizuri niulize so that either kina daktari they can respond whatever. So
Uliza.
Yeah. Last time Safaricom they shut down the network. So the only thing I can tell people wacharge simu zao sikwe full if they want to go to demonstration, and then maybe they use like another network. But don't trust Safaricom. Use even the Airtel, so that you can capture the evidence because hatuna CCTV, right? Na hata sikiwa hakuna mwenye anaweza enda kuja kujitoa, so that you capture those goons.
Kidogo tu. Sasa kama hiyo ndo mbinu yako ya kwenda kujitetea na unaisema hapa public, nauliza hivi, kama hiyo ni mbinu ya kujitetea na unaisema hapa public, unasaidia nani? Let's be smart. So questions only. Rob and then Bin Adam, questions. And if you have a strategy, even if whatever it means, hata kama umeenda interview, huwezi expose his strategy. So Rob and then Bin Adam.
Thank you. I'll be quick. Mine is not focusing on the demonstration, but I wanted to know from Dr. Miguna, because we are now focusing on using our constitutional right to recall MPs. But we found that the IEBC needs to be constituted first for that to happen. Is there any way citizens can fast track this process so that the IEBC can be able to work on the recalling process with us? Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. I think he'd clarified that already, but probably he can, if you want to, you can spend a minute on that. Bin Adam, question, please.
Hi, hope you can hear me, guys. First of all, my condolence to the guys who lost their lives trying to liberate and fight for our rights. Poleni sana to the family. I'm actually speaking, I'm not in the country, I'm actually in the Middle East. And my question is to Daktari Miguna, is there a way that, okay, because our agenda, which was peaceful demonstration, was hijacked by the goons, like the topic says so, is it possible that we try to reach, or rather try to use a different angle to still achieve the same goal of bringing this regime down, in the sense that can we use external ideas whereby, because I know these people, like many politicians, they have affiliates, like the government has affiliates with international companies, whereby they usually go and sign deals. Like, let's say, for example, there's a lady who came, I cannot remember when, but I think it was also in this space, I think sometimes last week, she came and spoke about that these au pair jobs, the one Ruto was about to sign. Is it possible we just sign a petition to revoke all, to revoke and to refuse any deals that they have made with international bodies. Even here in Dubai, he has signed a lot of deals with the people. We just need to find out which companies that he has signed with so that we can go and sign petitions and say, this is corruption because they are self-centered. These things are being done on individual gains, like a company affiliated to, let's say, the president or his cronies, someone bringing in his own company and then registering it, and you cannot do any other business until you go through that person. Can we please, if it is possible, whoever is even in the diaspora, to try and identify any company that is affiliate to the company, I mean to the government or to these other people who are in the government as well, so that we can even start to deconstruct all these people from the external going all the way to the internal. Is it possible, Dr. Arid? That's my question.
Thank you. Before I hand over the mic to Dr. Miguna, I would like to encourage people to listen to the spaces we've had before, because Bin Laden, please mute your mic. Because he's actually spoken about the things that some of us are still posing questions on, that would really save time, because otherwise we're going to go back and forth, which is really not very helpful. And so that's why sometimes when I appear like I'm rushing you, it's not like I really want to rush you, but that's just the point I want to make, that repetition is really just a waste of time. Time is money. Dr. Ari, over to you as you conclude.
Thank you very much, Maj. Thank you, everybody. Thank the co-hosts. So, number one, the protests continue. There is no postponement. There is no reverse gear. There is no surrender. We move and march forward. We protest peacefully. We protest orderly, in an orderly manner. We protest in huge numbers. We congregate at specific points. How you reach there is your issue. Whether you walk, whether you take a bike, whether you take a matatu, whether you take a bus, whether you drive, is your issue. As long as you arrive there. You arrive there early enough, if possible dressed in white, in black, and in green. That is what we agreed on. Carry a flag, carry water. Try to be with people that you know, if possible. If not, people that are clearly demonstrators. Carry your phone if you can. Take pictures. Stream live if you can, because it is helpful. If you see the goons, take their pictures and disseminate widely so that we can expose them. Share information. If you're arrested, call LSK. They have pro bono lawyers to assist you. I go to the question that was asked by the gentleman that spoke last. He asked if there are other means of removing a tyrannical regime from power. Historically,